What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dirty Shore Underground. Tonight, special guest, one you may have seen before, Austin Smith. Introduce your partner in crime for us.
Jesse Corral.
And Rob, as always. Rob, hit us with those links before we get into this.
Alright, so make sure you check out DirtyShoreUnderground.com. It's where you can find new episodes of the podcast every Thursday. And, of course, you can find the entire catalog of episodes back there, all nearly 50 episodes at this point. I think we're on episode 46 now.
And I don't even count the bonus episodes.
I know. So much content available at DirtyShoreUnderground.com. And while you're there, make sure you click through the Amazon link. You click on the link right there, it'll take you directly to Amazon. It's a great way to support the podcast. It costs you absolutely nothing. So all you have to do is click on the link. You go and shop Amazon like you normally do. You purchase just like you normally do. We don't have access to any of the information. But as a thank you for sending you there, Amazon gives us a little something, helps us keep the lights on and keep the internet flowing and keep this free podcast coming to you every single week. So please support the podcast and click through the Amazon link at DirtyShoreUnderground.com. Also, make sure you're following at DirtyShoreUG on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's a great way to stay up to date on the most recent happenings of everything that we're doing, including when we're about to go live on the live stream, which we are live streaming this and every episode at youtube.com/c/DirtyShoreUG-OTA. When you go there, scroll on down to the bottom, it'll say live comments. Click in there, and your comment will pop up on that side over there. And you can follow along with everybody who's commenting and actually be part of the show. So if you're listening to this podcast audibly, thank you for joining us, but you're missing out on half the program. Make sure to go to youtube.com/c/DirtyShoreUG-OTA to make sure and check out the rest of the podcast, which includes the comments. And we always have a nice adventure going on in the comments section. So make sure you join us there. Looking forward, as I say, we're at episode 46 now. We're looking forward to the 1-year anniversary coming up. We're looking forward to the ACW show that we have coming up in, 3 weeks now? So that episode will be 4 weeks
Fear
away.
the Walking Dead is returning right around the same time.
Right, so end of August, you got, you get us for 3 more weeks. You got a preview of the ACW show. Then you got a post-view ACW show wrap-up. Then Fear the Walking Dead starts again. So we got a lot of exciting stuff coming in the next few weeks. So make sure you check it out and you're following along at social media so you can stay up to date on everything that's happening. So our special guests are here today. They are from Dogwood Band, Not a Tree. We've had an interesting kind of history with music. As everybody knows, we like local music, we like underground music, and it's a fantastic opportunity for us. If you go back way back to episodes, 4, episode 8, something like that.
Right around there.
All the way back at the beginning, you can kind of review some of our interviews of some established artists, and we have today with us a band that is just starting out. And so we get kind of the opposite perspective of everything that was going on. So I guess the first question for you guys is, how did Dogwood, is it Dogwood Band or is it Dogwood?
Just Dogwood.
Right, and you are in fact a band.
Yes.
And you're not in fact a tree.
Yes.
Okay, alright, so Dogwood, how did Dogwood come to be exactly?
Well, it started off with me meeting Jesse back in November for school. And we were like, hey, why don't we just get together and jam one day? Well, we did. We found a guy who played drums, and we did the talent show together, but we weren't officially Dogwood. But once I started working at Earl T Music in Del Mar, I met a guy named Andrew Bowden who unfortunately could not be here tonight to be our drummer, and we formed Dogwood from that, and we just sort of put our music tastes together to form like certain types of mixed set lists, like Rage Against the Machine, Nirvana, Blink-182, Ramones, and all kinds of stuff.
All right, so back in the, and everybody should check out in the show notes. You're going to find links to a couple of videos of the guys playing shows, so make sure you do check out that. One of my comments to them when I first met them was, it's the most interesting set list I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In one single set, they did have Nirvana, Blink-182, Rage Against the Machine,
Ramones.
And then the Ramones, yes. Back to back to back. Fantastic set, all well played, but not nearly kind of in the same genre of music.
Yeah.
All rock, I guess, but not really nearly in the same genre.
Yeah, I mean, I figured we could do something, we can get something that includes everybody, because you have the grunge effect, you have grunge, you have the rock rap, you have the original punk, and then you sort of have just everything together, and it pretty much can capture almost any audience if you want it.
So let me ask you this: how old are you guys?
I'm 18.
Yeah.
You're what, 17?
17, turning 18.
All right. So explain to me, because by my calculations, that means that the oldest of the two of you was born in 1997.
Correct.
So you are playing music. All right, sorry for the interruption, guys. So where I was saying that the oldest of you was born in 1997, and you are playing the earliest of that music is even older. But for example, Nirvana '94 put on vinyl.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard Nirvana on vinyl?
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah. So what is it like for you guys to play these songs that are actually older than you are?
It's sort of like a fresh new. It's like I don't know. It's like an experience of like, hey, this was what it was like. This is what music was before we were alive.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like
Weird. Like I remember Nirvana in '94, so it's weird for me to hear somebody say that. From before I was alive.
Yeah.
So
before it was even a thought.
So how did you guys get into that kind of music that was been out for so long?
Well, originally up until before high school, I was typical, like the pop music that was on, because I didn't really know any better. But it wasn't until I was going into high school, because there was always traces of my parents had a Black album from Metallica laying around, and I kind of started listening to that. At first, it was like, I don't know, but the more I listened to it, the more I was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah. All right, so you guys had, was it? If I remember the story correctly, was it Metallica that actually, somebody's wearing a Metallica t-shirt when you met, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay,
Yes.
yeah, so tell everybody about that. How is it,
Oh,
kind of glossed over it, but how did that come to be?
Well, it was sort of like, it was a third period, correct? Yeah, third period. I walk in, I see a kid with a Metallica shirt, and he's seated directly next to where I sit, and I'm wearing a Megadeth shirt, and I'm just like, oh man, I gotta show off. And like, as soon as it happened, yeah, that's.
Although you weren't, I was gonna say, although you weren't very happy that day.
I wasn't very happy at the moment, but then I realized I had I had something in common with someone. And as soon as I noticed that, I was like, you know what, I can strike up a conversation with this person.
Right.
And I struck up a conversation with them, found out we play music, like we both like the same type of music. We both like to play, but we both have experience with playing, but not with a band.
Right.
And we figured might as well, we'll start a band, we'll play for the talent show, and delay after delay after delay for talent show. It finally comes up, we found a guy to do drums at that moment. And then we just sort of played, what did we play? Amoeba by Adolescence. So that was our first song ever played together.
Something that nobody seemed to know.
Nobody knew it. But it was 1980 it came out, I believe, so. It was, I believe it was 1980. I don't know, somewhere around there. But it was
So you played a song that came out 15 years before most of the people in your class were actually born.
Yeah, man.
No, that is ballsy, because clearly only people who are like you guys are even going to know what that song is.
Yeah, and we were just like, you know what, we heard this song. Don't judge me or anything, but we were playing. I got it from Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, wait,
On the fifth one, all I would listen to was the Channel X punk station. That's all I could stand to listen to on there.
Yep.
But that's just me. But I heard this song and I was like, wow, it's really catchy. I'm like, what if I start playing this with a couple guys? I learned it, and then I met a guy that could play it, and could learn how to play it. And then we did it. We liked the song. That was our first song, so it's sort of a special thing to us. But I mean, it was just sort of like, hey, here's what it is.
So from just meeting to talent show, how much time are we talking about?
We met in November. Talent show was in what?
It was in the spring.
Yeah, it was in the spring. That's
Okay,
March or May.
March or May, somewhere around there.
So, what is practice? I mean, so I'm coming from my perspective. And my perspective was when you guys were in diapers, I was in high school. So garage bands were actually garage bands, and we would go outside. Yeah. So, I mean, what's the experience like for you guys to practice? I mean, I see now that there's actually a lot of performance space where people can kind of just be like, hey, can I use this for an hour? You sign up and you go use it. Is it that kind of thing, or were you guys actually in a garage? What were you doing?
Well, we're not in the garage. we're not traditionally a garage band, but we're like an upstairs band.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I have everything stationed in one of my upstairs rooms, and we figured, this is a good practice space. We don't have to pay anyone to play.
Parents
So,
don't care.
Parents don't care about it, but
Yeah. So Flash said that this old punk kid, meaning her,
yeah.
is stoked that you're into good music, and she acknowledged that Tony Hawk, GTA,
Yes, actually.
these are how younger kids are getting into this good music.
Well, I played the original Tony Hawk game back when I was little, and I heard, yeah, we both played it. We heard some of the old punk music and all that stuff, and I liked it when I was little, but I wasn't really into it.
It was catchy, but
It
you
was-
didn't really know what it was.
Yeah, you didn't know what in the world you were listening to at first, but then you're like, wow, I like this.
I'm remembering playing Tony Hawk in college, and I'm like, oh yeah, no,
There's
so
a
it's
lot
good
of good
music.
songs on there.
It was,
yeah.
but it was others. It was songs I already knew from
Yeah.
when I was younger. So
Like, I can't
Just
give
what
a
experience.
really good example, but the only one I can think of was not the original, but I think it was the third one, Ace of Spades, that was on
Yes,
there.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
The one, that's the one I always remember.
The
Right.
one I always remember was Bloodstains by Agent Orange.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it was on the original Tony Hawk game. That
was
and,
that an original?
Yes.
Okay,
So-
yeah.
And it's also the other song, what is it? Superman by Goldfinger.
Okay, yeah.
That's another one that was on the original. Those are the two songs that sort of capture the game experience.
God, it takes me back. Oh. All right, so let's see. Flash says, so Gotham Guy says he agrees with Tony Hawk games, and Flash old punk music nails on a chalkboard. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Lagwagon is on there as well. These are probably bands I don't
What
know.
song do you remember
but-
rocking out to playing Tony Hawk?
Well, no, Ace of Spades is the one. As soon as you said it, now that's all that's going around in my head because I remember
Yeah.
we would do the verses where you could actually do a kickflip and fire a fireball at each other and try to knock each other off. PlayStation 2. God, jeez. I remember just we would Corey and I. So the guy who I do the other podcast with, the Other Anthem podcast. Everybody should check out that podcast. OTheAnthem.com. New episodes every Tuesday. And you can get more information at OTheAnthem.com or at OTheAnthem on your social networks. But so we would just line up shots, and you do a kickflip, and it fires out a ollie fired a fireball forward, kickflip fired it backward, and you would try to hit each other with fireballs. And if you would go around and skate and do tricks, it would build up like this meter, and then when a meter filled up, it would like you could get like a follow fireball where like if they were on screen when you fired it, it would follow them no matter where they went. And I just remember each fireball you had to take a shot. This was before Fireball was actually a whiskey, so that's
That would have been Aftershock days then.
it was way back before when you could buy Four Loko in the store. But yeah, so like that, and I just remember that memory of sitting in his room playing Tony Hawk. I think it was 2 on GameCube or PlayStation 2, taking shots and
Papa
Ace of
Rich is on that one.
Spades just on constant rotation
Yes.
during the game because when you went into the versus mode, you could choose what songs from the playlist actually played, and there were only like 3 or 4 that he really liked. So he'd select the 4 that he wanted to hear, and then we'd go in and play, and it would just be the same 4 songs over and over and over
For
again.
some reason,
So
on the Philly level, all I've listened to was Papa Roach, Blood Brothers.
Papa Roach was on there, another band that I hadn't thought about in a long time. So Gotham Guy says we should call this Dirty Shore Nostalgia with Dogwood. Yes. That it would be appropriate because I am
It's
feeling
two
very
huge
nostalgic.
different perspectives on this. So
Yeah,
it's like
and
a Back to the Future style.
it's weird. It's weird because, I mean, when you guys think of that, you probably think of like, so I drive for Uber, and when I'm driving around, I listen to the classic rock station, and I hear stuff on classic rock that I actually heard on top 40 radio or like what's happening now radio rock stations. And I'm like, how is this classic rock now? How old am I that this is that classic rock? But anyway, yeah. So a lot of nostalgia going on today.
It's
But-
not that same 20-year thing like vehicles.
Maybe so, yeah. All right, so practicing upstairs at a house, which is great because you have cool parents who don't mind that you're making a racket upstairs.
Yeah.
And obviously, forming a band can be a process of trying to get used to each other and learn how each other plays. So,
Yeah.
what was that like during that time?
It's sort of trial and error. It's sort of like, you see, do you like playing this type of music? No. Well, I like playing this. Do you like playing that? It's sort of like mixing together, finding what you both like, and then finding a way to play it together. Sort of, what do you say, compromising?
Yeah.
Compromising with each other. So it's like, for example, he would like to play a Metallica song where it's like, we know we both like metal, so let's both play a Metallica song, and then you could learn, like, I don't know, a Megadeth song, for example.
Right.
So it's just like compromising with each other.
And no complaints from downstairs when you guys are playing. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Yeah, in my mind, 1998 happened 10 years ago. It will always be 10 years ago. And clearly it has been almost 20 years ago now. So, but yeah, so when you're upstairs learning Megadeth and Metallica, no complaints from downstairs about
No complaints.
It's usually a Facebook post saying enjoying the music upstairs.
Really?
Yeah. It's usually like my dad. You're hearing Austin, Jesse, and Andrew upstairs playing some classic Metallica. Oh, I'm enjoying it. Stuff like that. It's like
Things are
yeah,
so
no.
weird. To compare
weird.
that.
What would your parents say?
No, my parents would not have that at all. Where the one attempt for me to form a band in high school failed when we could not find practice space because everybody, I didn't have a garage, and so we did it out on my patio up by the pool, and that ended quickly when the neighbors called my parents.
Music?
Well, yes, also it was the devil music. And then we had 2 other garages to go to, but parents quickly threw us out of those garages too. So then it was like, all right, well, we can just find a place outside.
Abandoned
And then it rained, and then we were like, all right, maybe this is just not meant to be. So we didn't do it. So it's good that you guys have supportive parents who are like down with you practicing and getting that stuff done. So.
Yeah, but like when we played my graduation party, we got the cops called on us playing.
Okay.
Yeah, like what was our set list? It was Nirvana into Blink-182 into Bulls on Parade into Killing in the Name into Bring the Pain.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure it was Killing in the Name that got the cops called on us. But we had time to play.
We had time to play our set list.
We had time to play our set list, and then shortly afterwards, 20 minutes later, Popo's up at our front door.
9:30.
Like 9:30, not even past the cutoff 10.
All right, so you played the talent show March sometime this spring.
Yeah.
Graduation party, I'm assuming, was May, June,
It was
something like that.
Last month.
June 25th.
Last month. Actually, the 25th of last
Okay.
month.
All right. So what's the progress between there and now?
Well, I mean, we haven't really done much, but we've sort of worked on polishing what we have. And once we polish what we have, we figure out how can we do it a little bit different. Like, for example, Bulls on Parade, I completely stopped playing the guitar during the rap parts because it's kind of hard to do it. But we turn on the distortion pedal for him,
Okay.
so it sounds like it's a little bit of both coming in there.
Since for the most part, bass and guitar have the same rhythm
Yeah.
when he's doing the main.
So it's like sort of playing the same thing, but on like just modifying it a little bit. But like, I don't know. It's just we find our own ways to make it sound our own way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like modifying the vocals or the guitar or the bass or anything.
And again, if you want to see the video from that set list, the video will be available in the show notes for this episode, so just scroll down to the bottom and you'll be able to find that. So then there was one other event that you guys played after that.
Yes, that was our drummer's birthday party. Yeah. But it was for a whole bunch of, 14, 15-year-old
Basically.
kids.
Okay.
Somewhere around there, but it's not really
Mostly.
people that were in our type of style of music. They're into more like the classic pop stuff, you know.
But you were rocking instruments, which means those people were probably drooling all over you.
Yeah, but I don't want a 14 or 15-year-old.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
They're all just sitting there like,
So let's see. Gotham Guy says, "What's the favorite song for each of you to play?"
for me, go ahead.
Oh,
Right on the head.
I don't even know. I really like Bulls on Parade.
Yes.
Because it gives me a chance to kind of stand out when you're like saying the main lyrics and whatnot. You know, that was really fun to play.
Same here, because I mean, I think Bulls on Parade or Amoeba are two of my favorites, because Amoeba's like that classic punch you right in the face.
Even though no one knows what we're
Even
saying.
though no one knows what we're saying half the time, and then like Bulls on Parade, I could scream it, I can do whatever I want to do with it, except for the main lyrics. But I mean, you could just like you can get into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I might be biased, but for me it was
Right.
Abstract.
Yeah.
You guys did great doing doing that song with Tony and Wally. I would
Let's
say
see, we'll get around to that. But Flash asks, so you graduated. What's next?
For me, college.
Okay.
Focusing still on music, but not as much. I want to get done with school. I want to get my degree, whatever I'm getting it in, and then I want to get into the music, get out there, learn how to manage everything.
Okay.
Well, seeing as I moved down here in November, I'm still trying to find myself a job so I can start making my own money and pay for stuff I want. So I'm not hoping it's birthday money or that kind of relative issue.
Right.
I'm hoping to get into college maybe around spring, so I have time to work once I find that job. Then maybe squeeze in, obviously, practices. Or if he wants me to learn a song, I can learn it on my own at home or something like that until we ever get to practice again. So.
Yeah, and are you going to stay local? Is college going to be local?
College, I'm going to Warwick, so
Okay.
it's sort of a local level. You don't know where he's going.
Well, that's what I was actually going to try and get into because it's not the farthest away ever is community college. So.
All right, so opportunity to kind of progress and see how things go from here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you did mention that you had a drummer at the talent show.
Yes.
But that's not the same drummer that you had now.
No.
So what is the, without getting into the gory details, what is the transition? How does the band transition from there?
It's sort of like, hey, we just lost a guy who used to be our drummer. Well, why don't we see if we can find someone else that'll work for us as well? But I mean, like, as soon as it just comes sometimes.
Yeah. I think it was just ideas were getting thrown around that not everyone likes. And I think at one point the drummer, because he seems to be more of a bassist sometimes, so he was saying, "Oh, could we try switching it around and put him on bass and try and put me on drums?" And then we were like, we're not so sure about that. And then we told him we were going to experiment with the guy you work with to see how he is, and if by chance he would be better if we could get him on, say, rhythm guitar since he has some experience.
Right.
Because we like he was a cool guy. Like we didn't have a problem with him, so we didn't want to have to make him leave or feel like we were trying to kick him out because we wanted him to still be with us as something as just like a guitarist or something.
To me, that almost sounds like Hollywood Undead because they all know how to play each other's instruments and they all switch around.
Yeah. It's
I'm pretty sure that's why I liked it live, just to see them switch throughout the show. It was fun.
It's the variability.
Because you don't see that much with bands.
Yeah, like the guy who I work with, Andrew. I work at Earl T Music in Delmar. Go check us out sometime. But I just met him there, and I'm like, hey, what do you play? He's like, I play drums. So I'm like, why don't you just come over and jam with me and my guys sometime? See if you can learn this song. And we learned the song we played at the talent show, Amoeba, and we learned it, and we figured it worked a lot better than what we had hoped. So currently now he is our drummer. But I couldn't be here because he has to be someplace else. But
life, and I guess this is another side of it. Something we talked about with the guys from Abstract before. Life gets in the way, and you got stuff that you got to do. And unfortunately, there is no $1 million contract waiting for you right out of high school to just go play music. So you have to work the music in around everything else that you're doing. Yeah. So Cameron Chandler, thank you for joining us, Cameron. Ask when your next gig is.
Your birthday party.
So there you go, Cameron. Your birthday party is apparently the next gig. So looking forward to that. When is that?
Oh, December.
Okay, good. So so that's the
next
next scheduled gig, or is that just the next time you're going to be playing at all?
Scheduled.
I hope that's indoors.
Me too. I hope
same
it's
here.
not
But
outdoors.
hey, once you get playing, you get into it. You get hot and sweaty, and
That's true.
Yeah.
when you take off the jackets, and then you get cold, and then you get hot. So it's sort of around the same way. But
So one thing that if you'll note from the videos that are in the show notes, and make sure you check that out, dirtyshoreunderground.com. Make sure you check out the newest episode, and it'll be in the show notes there. At your graduation party, you had an opportunity to play with some folks that we are big fans of, and that's the guys from Abstract.
yes.
So tell us kind of about that. How did that come to be?
Well, I've known Wally all my life. Like, ever since I was born, he was there. He's always lived next to my grandparents. It was sort of like a second family type deal. And I'm like, I told him, I said, hey, if you learn this song, could you do it with us? It was supposed to be Bulls on Parade. But then he's like, hey, how about you guys learn Bring the Pain, and I'll get Tony down here, and we'll do that. And that's sort of just how it came along. And he knew I was in a band. I knew he had prior experience, obviously.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's put this together, and then we did, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it's for those of you who are Abstract fans, you get like a little taste of what you've been missing out on. So, what was the crowd's response? I mean, you can only see so much from the video.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
Sounded like they wanted more songs with abstract.
Yeah. Yeah.
We almost have the second one down, but it wasn't quite ready.
Dirty Shore.
Yeah, we almost had Dirty Shore down, but we didn't really have it down because the solos are wicked.
Yeah.
Chris is wicked.
It almost sounds like they should do the new intro for Dirty Shore based off the original.
That's fine with me too.
Oh,
yeah. But so you guys have shoot, where was I going with that? So you had the opportunity to play with them, but I guess like, what was it like having those guys who have done that for? I mean, they did it not for a living because it wasn't the only thing they were doing, but again, if you're going to go back and check out early episodes of the podcast, we did an interview both with Tony and with Wally about what it was like, and those guys have like worked it. Is that inspirational to you, or is it like I don't know, frustrating in a way?
Well, playing with Abstract, the original two vocalists, it was like, I figured we feel like we have something.
Right.
We have potential. It feels like we could get ourselves out there and do anything. But we're just gonna focus on covers right now. But
right.
like once we get ourselves out there, we could work some originals in, which we don't have any, unfortunately. But
And that was Flash's question about do you have any originals?
I figured I could answer it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't have any just yet. We're just gonna focus on covers just now until we get ourselves out there, get our name out there.
So we've talked about you two. We talked about the drummer, Andrew, right? Andrew.
Yes.
So Andrew, wish you could be here today. But so what's the vocalist situation overall?
Currently, I've been doing vocals.
I tried, but
He tried, and it just
I try to seem like it can be helpful in more ways than one, but it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
It works.
Takes work.
It does. We could do back. He could do backup, but it's like it doesn't always work out.
What's
But-
Great Ball wasn't half bad when
Not
we
at
did that
all.
at Andrew's party. That was the one I could do because that seemed like it was more of my tone.
Yeah, but like currently, Andrew has a guy he knows that should be able to do the vocals, but we have not tried him out yet. But currently, as we speak, while we haven't gotten to see him yet, we're looking for a vocalist. So if anybody wants to hit us up on our Facebook, either Dogwood or at Dogwood, Dogwood, a band, not a tree. Yeah.
Okay. So make sure you check out the show notes because we'll have all the links there where you can find the links. But they could also send an email to dirtyshoreg@gmail.com. Is that the right email address? dirtyshoreg@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to pass that along. And just, I guess we kind of skipped over this at the beginning, but where is the band's sound right now? I mean, because you talked about Amoeba at the beginning, and now we've talked about Nirvana and Blink-182 and Rage Against the Machine. So where are we looking now?
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to
Yeah,
answer?
go ahead, dude. You're in here too.
Yeah, but you know this probably better than I do because I like all the music we've played so far, so I don't care if we try and stick to one of those topics or if we still play all of them, as long as it's music that we can all enjoy and hopefully the people that we'd be playing for enjoy.
Yeah.
So maybe the vocalist kind of will get a say about
Yeah,
what direction.
hopefully.
Of course.
Okay.
I mean,
Depending on their vocal style, depending on what their range is.
Right.
So like, if they can do a higher pitch, we could stick to some pop punk or old classic pop punk, not this.
Somebody to say that, man. They know their music.
But so you're looking to get into the original stuff as well,
Yeah.
making original music.
Yeah, stuff that I don't know, we just haven't figured out the original situation just yet, but
well, I think part of it is the fact I've actually only really played bass for, I'm going to say, like maybe 3 years, and that was off of like using the video game Rocksmith, which is basically tabs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm afraid I'm not very good at improv yet, I hope, but I also don't really know the notes I'm playing because I learned from tabs basically at this point. So until I feel comfortable with knowing what I'm playing, would probably be when we start doing originals or working on it.
Now, and so I heard something about school going for music. What is your focus on in school going to be?
I'm slightly
Musical?
Yeah, I would like to, but my decision is so far. I want to try and stick to. I was hoping to do something with computers because I know that's something that's pretty important around now.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to stick to because I have no idea what to expect in that kind of line, like trying to learn what to do and whatnot.
And then so the music stays the kind of hobby, doing what you're doing on the side, and
kinda like
just
a
learn to
hobby.
play and get better. And so, what were you talking about that as far as that school going exactly? You want to get into music business? What's the?
Well, I'm hoping to get a business degree and then hopefully be able to learn how to manage the band efficiently using what I've learned in any classes.
Now that sounds like a lesson you might have heard from Wally, because.
Nope. Actually, that came from me, like, I just thought about it. I'm like, you know what? If I want to be in a band, I got to do this. I got to learn how to do this.
One of the big things we heard from Wally when we did our interview with him was he wished that he had done more about keeping the managing straight. And if he had kept the managing straight, you know, because it gets to the point where you grow, and then if you don't have that degree, if you don't have that experience, you are a small fish in a very big pond.
Yeah.
And it's easy to be the big fish in the small pond. It's not so easy to make that big jump. So obviously, I think he would say, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think he would say that was something that frustrated him about hitting that wall. So it might be good to plan for the future and do that.
Yeah.
So Flash asked, I don't know if this has been a problem, but is it hard, or do you think it would be hard to find gigs in places like bars because you are under 21?
Well, we personally really haven't gotten any gigs yet. We're trying to get a bigger set list together, more covers. Once we get more covers, we'll be able to play out. But I'm pretty sure it would be hard to get gigs, being as we are under 21. And heck, Andrew's 15 now, so I mean,
Even worse,
yeah, it's even harder.
That makes me think of Papa Roach, because if anybody knows their history when they were starting out, Jacoby was underage and they were playing bars. So he literally had to sit out back in the parking lot until it was time to go on stage, and he came in.
Somebody escort him in,
right
he
to
would
the
play,
stage, and the
escort him
second
out.
they came off stage, back out the door he went.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's unfortunately the bars are the places where you're going to have places to play, especially around here, because you don't have as many venues. It's all just basically bars. So, Gotham Guy asked, any idea what your next cover might be?
We throw ideas out there all the time, and it's just a matter of when we get to stick to them, that ones we like. I remember a while ago with our old drummer, it was always an idea of, like, Ace of Spades was always an idea.
Yeah, it was always an idea.
For Whom the Bell Tolls was always an idea that we
Yeah.
tried to work on. What was some other ones we threw out there?
Oh, man, that was, I don't remember any of the other ones, really, to be honest.
Yeah, like, when we come across something that we all like, we try to throw it together if we can, you know.
And I got a question via text, which was, why would you guys, why would your parents allow you to hang out with degenerates like us two and be on the internet doing a podcast? Well, that's just because we're so cool. That's why.
Yeah,
That's what I'm going to go
pretty
ahead and
much.
say.
Pretty much.
Flash says, NoFX's new book also talks about sneaking into bars for gigs. So,
And we also have Wally's approval.
yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, so I mean, I think it's doable. I don't think it's that it's a problem. It's just it's an issue you have to worry about down the road. It's something to think about going down the road. So I know we kind of skipped over there. I want to go back. Where can people find you guys individually, or the band, or anything online?
Facebook, just
Okay.
Facebook.
That's
We
the
have,
easiest way.
yeah, we have me listed as my name, Austin Smith. You have Jesse Crowell. Andrew doesn't have social media besides Instagram. I don't know what his username is, but yeah, I
Gotta
know Instagram.
get into the social media, man. That's where it's at.
I mean, I have
But I'm
Instagram,
sure-
but I just don't use it
Yeah.
very often.
But I'm sure once you hit one of us, you know, we can get in contact with him one way or another, especially since he works with him.
Yeah,
And if you check out the videos that are in the show notes, those are on your YouTube page, I think, right?
yeah, those are on my personal YouTube page, but I'm hopefully one day going to transfer it over to be the Dogwood page.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, don't worry about my username, please. It's like
No,
it's
no,
the
I'm
most
just saying,
embarrassing username anyone could ever
It
get.
is. Well, it's just. It is. I need to get a username going, so here, let me put a username in.
Yeah.
So Gotham Guy asked, was a question about the band's name answered? If it was, sorry for missing it. Actually, that's a good point, because I don't think I asked that. How did we come up with the name for the band?
That's all me right
They
there.
came up.
That's
Okay.
that's Andrew and I right there. Originally, we wanted to be like, I don't know, some stupid. We were looking
we
in
keep
the.
joking about it.
We kept joking about
Beef
band
broth.
names. Yeah, we looked in the cabinet in the kitchen. There was beef broth right there. We figured, you know, first name could be beef broth, but we didn't think about it. And then we saw the street that one of us lived on,
Dogwood.
Dogwood.
Yeah.
and then we had, you know what, Dogwood's a good name. So we're like, you know what? Why don't we use Dogwood as our band name? And then stuck.
Before the show, we were talking about The Office a little bit, and I think you were saying you watched The Office.
I
Yeah.
started to.
Did you see the parts where Andy was forming a band?
I only got up to season like 2, I think, before I.
Okay,
before it
so
got canceled,
he does a show, and he is talking about the former names for the band, and he's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, so we're no longer known as Mouse Rat. Now we are, and he goes, you might have formerly known us as, and he goes through a list of like 13 names. And he's like, but now we're known as whatever, and that was the final name of the band.
So
So
I think I remember them saying, I forget who it was, but he was in a band.
Yeah.
That's probably the farthest I got was when they showed that when they played at a bar for whatever reason.
yes, because they went to the band. So it's a natural progression. Names come and go, names change. So
Yeah.
you know, I think it's easy enough just to say, if this works for you now, then that's what works for you now. So it's totally fine. Flash is right. That is Park and Rec, and not The Office. The Office, Pam's husband is in a band, which also has a similar scene, but not the same one. So that's what I was thinking of. Thank you, Flash, for correcting me. Anyway, so you never seen Park and Rec or The Office?
I've seen The Office.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen
So
The Office
once.
Roy is in a band, and they go to see Roy's band play at a bar, and Jim hits on Pam at the bar. So, again, something that I'm thinking about is that show was on TV when you guys were like in middle school, and I was
Yeah.
watching it in college.
You know who else was in a band?
Who?
Marshall.
Marshall?
How much mother?
Oh, yes, he was in a band.
The lawyer funk band.
Yes.
That should be you.
No.
With the top
Should
hat.
not be me. I should not be allowed on should not know anything.
But
Be
you
on a
can.
band.
You can.
I should not be allowed to play music. I should not sing. Especially I should not sing. We were talking earlier before we got started, guys, about karaoke.
Oh no.
And I do not do karaoke even. I should not be allowed to do any karaoke. I should not be
Neither should I.
You're singing in a band. You
I
should
know,
not
right?
say that. Yeah.
I know, right?
So
I will give
Brandon
you
Carnes.
$1,000 for that hat.
No.
Damn it. You don't have $1,000.
Doesn't matter. I like Zelda.
But so do I.
First of all, that's Link.
Yes.
Not Zelda.
It's still.
Legend of
Legend
Zelda
of
is the
Zelda.
game.
I'm
Yes, I
going by the
understand that.
game.
You just had that.
I wanted the reason to be.
Yeah, I just got it
perfect.
yesterday. Come on now, I just got it yesterday. Come on.
I'll give you what's in my pocket.
What's in
So
your pocket?
Brandon,
Okay.
nothing. Lint, don't make that deal. No deal. Brandon Carnes says knows you guys.
Yeah, that's my.
That's his bud.
He was
Great.
just
All right, Brandon, welcome. Flash says you should also not rap. Flash, fuck yourself.
Hey, your rap is great.
My rap is great, thank you. Rap album coming out later this year, maybe. Probably not. Gotham Guy says did The Office like end a year or two ago. It was longer. It was longer back, definitely longer back. Probably like 5 years ago. Flash says I've seen you karaoke. It's fantastic. Thank you, Flash. I wish that was true. Gotham Guy, is there a video of me doing karaoke? Yes, there is. We're not going to post that. Thanks.
I'll post it later.
Any relevant questions that aren't involving me doing karaoke or rapping would be much appreciated. So,
I got the video of you and Colin doing Brain
Gangsta's
Damage
Paradise?
somewhere.
But no, we were doing Eminem's Guilty Conscience.
Oh yeah, there you
Guilty
go.
Conscience.
I got it somewhere. I just
yeah.
gotta find it.
Colin thought so. Our buddy, friend of the show, Colin, who along with Flash is on the Anthem Alliance podcast. Everybody should check that out at anthemalliancepodcast.com. New episodes of that podcast every Friday. It, along with this podcast, are sister shows on the O The Anthem Digital Network. Part of the O The Anthem Digital Network, of course, part of the O The Anthem podcast. As I said, new episodes of that podcast every Tuesday. Make sure you check that out at otheanthem.com. And I gotta say, just as an aside, we love producing all this new content for you. We love making it available. Not only do we have this podcast, Anthem Alliance podcast, or the Anthem podcast, but we're putting out new episodes of Heretics every other week. And we have a bunch of new stuff coming for you. So thank you guys so much for your support thus far. Obviously, in order to keep doing it, we need to keep getting your support. So make sure you check out patreon.com, patreon.com /OD Anthem. It's a great way to support the entire network. It helps us keep producing all this free content that we give to you every single week. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the podcast network, and you get access to all kinds of bonus materials like the pre-roll for the OD Anthem podcast. You get early access to Heretics episodes and a bunch of other stuff. All the information is available right there at patreon.com/OD Anthem. That's patreon.com/OD Anthem. So check that out. Become a supporter and get access. Become one of our most favorite fans on the OD Anthem Digital Network.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
about
sure.
that? With Patreon, do you set the limits, or is that...
You set the limits to whatever you want.
Okay, because
So-
I know some artists that set limits and they were saying $5 a month, so I didn't know if it was mandatory for that much, or you could set it to what you want,
We have
and anything above that helps.
It's different levels to content. So for $1 a month, you get access to the mailing list. You get access to a couple of other bonus materials. At $5 or $3 a month, $5 a month, $10, $25, you get all sorts of other stuff. Including, I think at the $20 per month level, you get a coupon off of merch. We have merch at the OD Anthem store, and you get a bonus podcast every single month. You get the pre-roll footage, whole bunch of great material. Like you really can't beat it. So make sure you check that out at patreon.com and become a supporter. We really super appreciate it. So Gotham Guy said to Dogwood, do either of you have a favorite or preferred genre of music?
Go ahead.
I mean, I have a okay little range.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind when we play like punk rock songs, or if it's a little bit more, I guess you could say thrash metal or anything like that. Just as long as it's within good taste, like, you know.
Skater music.
You like what you like.
Yeah.
And as long as it's something you like, then it's good. Okay,
Yeah.
how about you?
I prefer metal over any other genre, but if it's any genre, I'll listen to it unless it's country. No offense to those country lovers, but I mean, I don't like it, but I prefer
On the same
metal.
page.
I prefer metal, punk, stuff like that. I mean, I'm not a skater.
Right.
I mean, I like that type of music. I like anything that gets played around there.
How do you feel about that band right there?
Which one? Disturbed?
Yes.
Disturbed, I like it. I like Disturbed. 10,000 Fists is my favorite album.
Isn't that the one you just got, like not too long ago?
I've loved it. I've loved it forever, but
We grew up on the sickness show. We're like 3 years old.
So, yeah, as we said before, again, in the videos in the show notes, you'll be able to check out the guys playing, so make sure you do check it out, give them a lot of love. But you got to play with Abstract at that show. What do you think about the mashup with the rap and the metal all together?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's
that's how I
just
feel,
so, it's so much fun. Like you get the flow of rap, but you also get the head banging. You also get I don't know. It's just a mixed feeling of it. Right?
So, I mean, go ahead.
Limp Bizkit or Linkin Park?
Oh man, I don't know. That's
Linkin
a
Park.
I'm torn.
Yep.
I'm
100%.
torn.
Abstract or Linkin Park?
Abstract.
Okay.
Linkin Park, fuck those guys. If they're not going to put out a new album, then I got no
And
love
Tony
for
burst
them.
through the door.
Well, listen, if that's what it takes to get him here, then that's what I'll say. Tony, come and have a word with me. You're welcome here anytime. But they need to put out some new music already. Come on, guys. Put out
You know
some
what I
new
would
music.
say? Like, for people that used to make it to their shows, they did a mashup of cover-ups right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I would love for them to just record it and just put it out for free.
Yeah? Well,
Because
never
they
put
would have
anything out
to,
for free.
essentially.
Yeah.
No, I never put anything out. Oh, I guess because you can't charge for other people's music.
Yes.
Yes.
But the mashup
Yeah.
they always did was fucking amazing.
Unless you pay for the copyright.
Right, which
Do that.
then you're not going to make any money anyway.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But so I knew we talked earlier about you guys looking for a vocalist. What would you be open to going in that direction with having rap over top of the metal?
Yeah. I'd love to go through it. Anything, like, as long as it fits to
Our
what we
sound.
like, our sound, you know, anything will really fit. I'll go for anything.
So yeah, make sure you check the guys out on Facebook if you are a vocalist, if you are a rapper who's into that metal rap fusion. If I guess basically anybody who's looking to get involved, hit them up, or you can shoot an email to dirtyshoreug@gmail.com. I'll be happy to pass the message on. So make sure you stay involved. Gotham Guy had a question in there somewhere. Will you have a
Goth or emo
goth or
phase.
emo phase?
I feel like that's a shot at Papa Roach.
Maybe so.
No.
No goth phase, no
No.
emo. So we're not gonna expect any like makeup coming down the pipe anytime soon.
Look, I like wearing.
Show.
Shush. You do not mention that.
Hey, listen, I was
He's
in
not-
drama in high school. Sometimes you got to wear a little something just to smooth it out, lights and
Yeah,
whatnot.
true. But I mean, no, there's no. I mean, I love wearing all black. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're Wes from Limp
West
Bizkit.
Portland.
Yes, which was an amazing guitarist.
But no, so you were saying you like wearing all black.
I like
right?
wearing all black, but I don't want to go that eye makeup, that black lipstick, 3 piercings, maybe even more on my ear,
Right.
nothing like that. But
None
like,
of that.
none of that stuff.
Okay. And
so
no emo face for you either.
No.
No.
Because for some people that goes from they like metal music to they burn down churches.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's either that
I
type
like
of
your Westboro Baptist Church.
Westport. Yeah.
Not. We do
Although-
not advocate for
Don't-
that. This
yeah,
is not
do
the
not
place.
condone
Hey,
that.
they have a pokey jam on their church, and apparently nobody's fighting it because the
love.
doc one is love is love.
Yeah.
for the
Please
Pokemon.
marry, love is love, yes.
I love it.
And actually, I'm going to ask you guys about that because we did talk about that a little bit before. But Brandon asked, "Are you guys looking for a second guitarist anytime soon?"
I've told that to
I
him
don't
as like
know.
a joke, and I've said, hey, once we're done school and everything, move down here, we can share rent, all play together. Because he's
Sounds
my
great.
friend from Pennsylvania that we just hung out with.
Making the dream work, guys. So yeah, basically it sounds like a musical experiment. You guys are just kind of open to trying new things.
That must be true because I've seen your face.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, what?
Your girl said the most Jesse does for a get up is choosing a beanie. That's true. That is true. Like each and every day at school, he'd come in, he'd have a beanie hanging off the back of his head. Teachers, Jesse, take that off.
But you see, I listen, I'm like most people, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I wear it when I,
Yeah, he just wears it whenever he wants to.
It's all good. That's your personality.
Gotham Guy says there is an odd stigma associated with the genre of church burning.
Yes, there is. There is. That's like black metal. That is like straight face paint, mayhem, immortal, all of those guys.
Not looking to do
About-
that anytime soon.
I love black metal, but I'm not looking to burn any churches down.
Good. That's probably a good
I've
policy.
seen that with
It's the policy
Unless
of
it's
the network.
Westboro.
What's that? No, it's a policy of the
Yeah,
network
like,
not to encourage church
no, I'm
burning
not looking to
of
get in
any
jail.
kind. So Flash says, I like how it goes from emo to Satanist. Yes, me too, Flash. I'm in the room. So some emo kids grow up to be functional members of society. True, some grow up to be
Keyword
Flash
some.
though, and she's not very functional. So that's totally fine.
You have the keyword some.
Yeah. So what as far as I guess kind of we've had a couple questions about it. What are you open to as far as the band's concerned? Because I mean, some of that thrash metal you would, or like the screamer metal, you'd have a screamer. Is that like, are we open to that? Is that
if it's a nice mix, and say the song that has that,
right?
because
Just not purely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to purely.
A great band has a mix of everything.
Yes,
As far as I'm concerned.
that is true.
Or great artists in general, like Tech Nine.
Now,
I think that's one reason a lot of people love them.
I have a 2002 Casio keyboard that I play really well, like synth. Would you be open to having me join the band with my Casio keyboard?
As long as it's a good mix. Look,
Nine
see,
Inch
we can make some Ailstorm music. We can make some pirate metal right there.
Fine.
9-inch nails.
There you go. Yeah.
There
all
you
right.
go.
Or like Skillet, they have violins and keyboards and everything else. You
So-
just gotta find that mix.
So come all takers, I suppose. So Gotham Guy says, also didn't someone name a Magmar Satan and
Magmar's
hold the
a
Westbury
Pokemon.
gym with it for a time? Okay, is this Pokemon? Is this a Pokemon?
Magmar
then?
is a Pokemon.
Magmar is a Pokemon, and yeah,
The rest of it I didn't hear. I've never heard that.
And they
story.
held the Westbury gym, but
That'd be funny though.
Flash also flipped me off.
Whitney.
Whitney wants me to play the keyboard. Yeah, all right. I did. Thank you, Whitney.
Yeah, Gene from Bob's Burgers. right
That
there.
okay? So what Flash is saying is that that's about my skill level with the Casio keyboard. I will just be playing like Gene.
So you'll let out occasionally like a fart noise. and
It's
then, like,
dog barking, lightning strike, fart. That's all I
pretty much
got.
it?
That's all I got.
That reminds me of Friends. Where
What-
Ross
yeah.
was playing the keyboard.
Yes, that's basically what it. Again, that episode of Friends aired while they were in elementary school. Actually, probably before that. It was
yeah.
probably like 97, 98. So, yes, fart noises. Wait, so we were talking before we got started about Pokemon. Are you? It's like the big thing, and I've been asking everybody about it. So, it's my opportunity because we have a kind of a generational gap. What are you guys doing with Pokemon? Are we playing it at all? What's the situation?
Okay, I play it, but it's not like going out for 6 hours a day. No offense. I know
You
you
don't
don't
have
have
for 6 hours a day. Let's stop right there. I don't do it for 6 hours a day. I leave.
Oh, sorry. Wendy points out dog barking fits with the name. I will get some synth sounds of chopping wood, cutting wood with a chainsaw, and the dog barking. And I think we are.
That's the intro.
Yeah, there you go.
The intro, the first song. Woof.
Look, Abstract. I would just say this: Abstract's intro used to be the SpongeBob theme song.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Okay, all right. So anyway, so thank you, Whitney. Getting back though, so you're not like Kenny. You don't obsess about it. You have
Yeah.
things to do, so you can't just be walking around for 6 hours a day.
don't walk around for 6 hours a day, sir.
I think before last episode you said that you had been going around all day.
Not all day. I go out for an hour or so during the day, and then after bath time with the baby,
Yeah.
I go out for like 2 hours with friends.
Okay.
And in that time, between the whole entire day, I get in about 6 miles. So I feel great because
Now, how much
I'm
is that in
walking around.
kilometers? Because kilometers is what's important with Pokemon.
0.6 kilometers. Well, 0.6 miles is 1 kilometer, so you get
Yeah.
6 miles. Really?
0.6 kilometers
It's
is the
been
mile.
Point-
looked up.
0.6 miles is a 1 kilometer.
Is it? I
Yes.
thought it was 0.6
Go ahead and look it
kilometers
up.
is the
I
mile.
wish somebody would tell me this so I know how long I have to walk to hatch a fucking
wait.
egg.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
'cause
why
it's-
we looked it up, because you just, no one's really knows.
Because it's 3.2 miles in a 5K, so the mile is shorter than the kilometer. So you're absolutely right. Okay. All right, there you go. So yeah, you're right. All right, so you, but also American kids learning the metric system. Isn't that awesome? Based on Pokemon. So
Yeah.
you're not as obsessed as Gotham guy. I'm not even gonna do that. So
We don't play with
so.
That's a good tagline, though.
That
Yeah.
is.
So, so you're not going out like Kenny 6 hours a day. So what are we playing?
I
It? What's
have
going
not
on?
Pokemon today,
Okay, I'm
sir.
sorry. 3. Yes, it's 1 day sober. So 3. So you're not going out sober from Pokemon. That's right. Clearly not anything else, but
I actually got to go to work today, and I was very happy about it.
fair enough. So what's the? Are we playing? Is this something that your friends are playing? What's the situation?
A lot of friends of mine are really going out playing and getting into it, but I usually, if I just want to play it, I'll just sit in my room and just see what in the world's going on.
Well, you see, we had a conversation over the last week. You don't have a lot of Pokemon that pop up around where you live.
No, not
Same
at
with
all,
me.
man.
Yeah.
We get
Not
nothing.
to
All it
mention-
is freaking Pidgeys and whatever rat it is.
How many Pokestops and stuff do you have in your area?
Mine, I have 1 gym and 2 Pokestops. Timmy has what, 7
There's
or 8?
actually a bit more. I think there's like 9 Pokestops and stuff.
We have 10 on Market Street.
You're lucky.
I think it's all based on population. Though,
It is
so
based
you're
No,
on
saying-
it's
population.
based off of Ingress. Remember Ingress?
Yes.
All those stops are based off the portals from Ingress,
Oh, okay.
where people took in pictures to make it into a portal.
Yeah.
It's all based off of that.
Oh, well, good. Okay,
It's the same
so
company.
so you're playing, but you're not taking it that seriously.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a very important question, and that will determine whether or not I judge you for playing Pokemon at all. What's that?
Team.
No, the teams I don't give a shit about. He's on the yellow team, which is like the shitty team. So
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
really know.
That's
Okay.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
All of
Instinct?
you.
Is it Instinct?
Fuck you.
That's the
Yellow
shitty
one.
one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mystic.
Mystic.
Don't give me the
It's about to be a
man.
throwdown here. We're about to turn this into a gym.
Do I need to go leave a note on the gym for you?
I don't care about the gym down here.
All right, so can you name one city in which protests are going on about police brutality right now?
Detroit. I don't know. Everywhere.
Detroit actually happened today, so
Yeah.
I'm going to give that to you,
Exactly.
even though I think that was a guess.
Well,
So
Baltimore.
Look,
Baltimore doesn't
The,
count.
the Black Lives Matter
Yeah.
group fucking did the thing.
look at
Mystic.
Mystic, Valor, Flash.
Flash is Mystic apparently, and Brandon is Valor.
Well,
you-
yeah, Brandon.
See all those bonus stops right there?
He tried getting me the Valor, but I had
You got a rat
Whitney
right
and
there
him
by you
are
too.
Mystic. I'm like,
I don't care about that right now.
It's cool. I mean,
You could
All right, so one place where there are protests going on right now.
I honestly.
None.
I see it all the time, but I never really process where it's at, and it's not something I know off the top of my head.
Okay, can you name somebody who's been shot recently, or an event where there's
Sadly,
been?
I can't.
The
Oh,
Trayvon Martin case, I remember that one.
dude, that was like 3 years ago.
Exactly.
Oh
We're
god.
talking to kids though.
I know, but see, so here's the point. A couple of weeks ago, we did an episode, and my I love that people are going out, that they're meeting people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading stories about, people with PTSD who haven't left their house in 6 years. They're going out, they're meeting people, they're doing Pokemon together. That's great.
Yeah.
Going out, getting active, that's great. Because I mean, like, going back to what you guys talked about, you met and you were wearing the shirts and like you're.
Yeah.
If you, one thing I'll say is being out of school and all that, you don't get those kind of opportunities anymore. You know what I mean? Like you work with somebody, maybe you make friends there, but you don't get those same moments of like, oh shit, he's wearing a metal t-shirt. I can sit down and talk to this guy about metal and we'll be fine. So these people who are like older and have all of these issues and haven't left the house, they're like, if I'm walking around a park and they see somebody else walking with their phone down, clearly they're doing Pokemon as well. It gives me something to talk about with them the same way the
You
t-shirt
want to know
does.
what's real funny? Monday, I was up near the courthouse, and there was like 3 or 4 older people, like 40s,
Oldest.
50s,
Yeah.
walking around the courthouse green trying to catch Pokemon.
Yeah.
Without kids around them.
That's because everybody's getting into it. But my only thing is, I like that people are doing it. I like they're getting healthy and out walking and they're meeting people, and that's great. But got to stay up on what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Here's the question though: were you staying up on the world before Pokemon happened? Okay, so I don't have that much judgment then, because it's not as if you're stopped listening to what's going on, and you guys really shouldn't though. Stay up on. Listen to the You're the Anthem podcast. Listen to the You're the Anthem podcast. That will.
Straight from the man.
Okay.
Straight from Wally, right there.
Yeah. So education is important. So make sure we get the education. But
I will never get an Xbox, Wally. Get
Sucks
over
for
it.
you. Get one.
PlayStation.
Oh,
No.
I used to have Xbox.
PlayStation all day. So yeah, I don't own any game systems at all. So I don't know anything about.
You don't
any
get
of
to
that.
count because you quit playing when you realized you were addicted to Assassin's Creed.
No, I just
Okay, Assassin's Creed is good.
yeah, the third Assassin's Creed game like took over my life.
Yeah.
The third one was the first Assassin's Creed I had ever played. The
Okay.
second one was the second one that I played. I played the first one, couldn't get into it because I felt like it was too repetitive, but then the fourth was different, and I haven't played the recent one.
Syndicate.
Yeah, very recently.
The third
That's
one, the third one was the first one that I actually sat down and played through. I played the other ones on other people's machines, so it was like, here, I'll play for an hour and then I have to walk away.
Yeah.
I had an Xbox 360, I played Assassin's Creed 3, and it took over my life. And then I was like, this is why I can't have things, because I have too much stuff going on and I can't be sitting and playing video games all day. So, I didn't. Well, okay, we're still talking about Pokemon a little bit. Winnie says Instinct is equivalent to Hufflepuff. So is that Kenny's in
What the fuck is
Hufflepuff?
Hufflepuff?
Okay,
Oh,
so
you ever watch Harry Potter?
no,
No.
he didn't, no.
That's like, what is that? The women.
That's your gen.
No, it's just
I
the
don't know.
worst. It's like the worst of the houses. It's where
I
all the
don't
nerds go. Like, all of Harry Potter is nerds, and then they are the nerds of the nerds. So, Gotham Bet says it's funny to watch the people walking around parks sometimes, like, move like non-player characters. Yes, I find that when I'm sitting in parks and writing, it looks like a lot of them are non-player characters. Like,
NPCs.
there is NPCs. Well, just for those who aren't educated NPCs. But there is a light in a park that I write at, and there is a Pokestop right next to the light. So if I'm not paying attention, if I'm listening to a podcast, I'm just typing, and I look up, you see this person like standing, looking at their phone underneath a street light, and I'm just like, if this was a game, you would have an important mission for me, and I would need to go over and talk to you. So yeah. Flash says like the Stoner House, Ravenclaw's for nerds. All right, now we're getting to Harry Potter. We've gone way off the rails. Harry Potter, Pokemon. I don't care about it.
Okay, just like that, it turns into a nerdcast.
Yes, the greenhouse teacher is the head of Pufflepuff, and they're right next to the king of. Okay, yeah, no Harry Potter. I refuse to do Harry Potter. It's over. It's done. Actually, Flash is up in Massachusetts, and she is getting into the new Harry. Do you guys read Harry Potter growing up?
No.
Good. Don't. But the new Harry Potter books are set in America, and they're in Massachusetts. So Flash is very into Harry Potter, and now she's about to get really into the new set. So, anyway, looking forward though. So your next set gig is in December, but open to playing something before then.
If something comes up and we can be ready for it.
Yeah, if we can get something together for it, then sure. I mean, I gotta find something to haul all my stuff in, because
Look,
that's sort of hard.
I want to see you guys get Wally and Tony to do another show, and we actually show up, or try to show up before he leaves.
Probably not gonna happen. I'm leaving in
Good luck.
September, so yeah.
Yeah.
But in the end, though,
I'll
It's-
shoot him in the leg.
it's funny. It's not funny, but it's interesting to see. I mean, you guys are really just starting out. It's like finding the way to get to the gig and getting the stuff to the gig, and these kind of things are all the frustrations that I think anybody who ever played music really has. It's if you love it and if you want to do it, you find a way,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's what you're doing now.
It's
You're
just like the
finding a way.
meme you always see, where music artists are carrying $1,000 worth of equipment and a $300 car
Right.
to get to a gig that's only going to pay like 50
Yeah.
bucks.
Right.
Yeah.
It happens. I've been there with Eric with shows and
Yeah.
stuff, and there's been. I mean, we drove all the way to Ohio. We didn't get paid nothing for it.
Just
we went
to get-
down there
just
just
to
to
be
do the
seen.
show. We
Yeah.
opened up for Hobson, so.
Yeah. But so good luck to you guys coming in the future. Again, if there is someone in the Midshore area, I guess.
Yeah,
is
like-
that
But
Caroline
well,
County?
yeah, we're in Wycomico County.
We are my comic. Okay.
Next year, shoot for Summerfest.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get any originals together, get good enough.
I know with bands and stuff that I think the stuff has to be in by February, March.
Well, I know some people. So if you want to play Summerfest, let me know, and I'll see what I can do about getting you guys in.
All right.
But if not, so if you're in the Wycomico County area of Maryland and you're looking for a great cover band to come in and play, the music's great. Again, check out the videos that are on the show notes, and you'll be able to get in touch with them through Facebook or obviously through us. And of course, if you're a musician looking for a home, there is an experimental thing going on right here, and it'd be, I'm going to encourage them to reach out and to have people reach out to them. So I'm excited to hear in the next couple of years or months and years as you guys progress and see how things go. So hopefully we can kind of keep in touch and see how things go, and hopefully we'll hear back from you guys soon.
Well, they got a new home for getting out there on the internet.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody who joined us in the comment section. Sorry about the technical difficulties earlier, but thank you for coming back. 85 comments in the last we were about 12 minutes in, so in the last 40 minutes or so, 86 comments. So thank you guys for joining us. Gotham Guy, more talk about Assassin's Creed. I'm super addicted. Let's not talk about that. Brandon says put up posts in nearby music stores,
Which I work at a music store in
There you
Delmar,
go.
so
I
I
was
mean, I
gonna
can
say-
put up
I was gonna say too, the one that we went to when we went up to where I used to live, they have like a big chalkboard where they let people write in like looking for a drummer, looking
Right.
for a singer, like call this number to get in contact.
Yeah, but we're not looking for people that have
Well,
to travel 4 hours to practice.
True. All right, so
Or
so
that store, that obviously
Yeah.
couple of shout outs before we go. Music store that you're working at.
Earl T Music in Delmar, Delaware.
So make sure you check out Earl T Music in Delmar.
Teat.
Earl Teat.
Teat. T-E-A-T.
T-E-A-T. Earl Teat Music in Delmar, Delaware. I guess it's a shop where they can come buy any kind of
He's
music
got
instruments and
got,
support.
bass, drums, guitar amps, bass amps, ukuleles, mandolin, banjos. You have basically everything
Yeah.
besides like wind instruments. But we'll get them like in like school and stuff like that.
All right, so if you're in a band and you have some supply needs, make sure you check them out. So I guess you work there weekends, weekdays?
I work Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
So come in, especially over the weekend, and say hi, obviously, and let them know you heard about him and them on the Dirty Short Underground podcast. Again, do you want to give a shout out to your Facebook pages where people can find you online?
Sure, we're located on Facebook at Dogwood, or if you want to look the link, it's like facebook.com/Dogwood Band Not a Tree /
I like it.
Yeah, it's the only thing I could have thought.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think of, but we have it in YouTube. You said it'll be in the notes.
Everything will be in the show notes, so
There
make
you
sure
go.
you check that out. And of course, you can find more information about the podcast, including the show notes for this episode at dirtyshoreunderground.com. New episodes of the podcast every Thursday. Bonus episodes starting up in about 45 days, so it'll be going back to twice a week. So make sure you join that. Flash, we're not going to talk about the summer challenge. We'll come come back to it next week. That's what we'll say. We'll come back to it next week. So make sure you check out DirtyShoreUnderground.com for new episodes, and make sure you're following at Dirty Shore UG on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Easiest way to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the Dirty Shore Underground universe, including links back and forth to everything that's going on Facebook. Of course, make sure that you are following the live stream and the videos the day after. Everything is audio visual with us, so you can check that out at youtube.com/c/DirtyShoreUG-OTA. Miranda, thank you for joining us, even if it's late. Appreciate it. Make sure you check out the sister podcast at AnthemAlliancePodcast.com. New episodes of that podcast. Yes, Gotham Guy, Vader Voice. You're a part of the Alliance. Welcome to all the Alliance members. New episodes of that podcast every Friday. And the The Anthem podcast. New episodes of that podcast every Tuesday. Support us on Patreon. Go through the Amazon link. Please, please, please help us out. Of course, you can find out more information about me. I'm on all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek. Make sure you go to robertncheek.com, where you can find links to my political blog, to my news website, to my books, which are available on Amazon, and the new book. One is in editing with a publisher. The other one is in editing right now with an editor. So we are looking at 2 books coming out for this fall. Super excited.
I've been waiting for that almost a year now.
Yeah, man, it's coming. It's a process. It's a process. So you can find out all that information, including signing up for my mailing list, so you can know exactly what's going on with me as I transition. I got 8 days left. 8 days left before I quit the job and I'm moving on to the new thing. So sign up for that at robertncheek.com. What's that?
Uber and writing.
It's going to be a lot of Uber and a lot of writing. Yeah. So.
Which, I mean, you can do all that from your vehicle. So.
That's what we do. So, robertncheek.com for more information, at robertncheek on all your social networks. Guys, thank you again for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you do click on the link to, is it a likable page? On
Facebook,
yeah.
It's a likable page.
So make sure you like the page and make sure you're following us around and share the love with everybody. And of course, if you are looking for a home as a musician, hit the guys up and hopefully we can help make some connections. So just as a parting shot, Flash says, Kenny, read my other books. Yes, read my other books, Kenny.
Oh,
Gotham Guy Publishing is a bitch.
I still haven't
Yes, it
finished
is.
Jessica Jones.
Gotham Guy. You can go to robertncheek.com/books to find links to the books on Amazon. Please click through the link there because I get the double help of the Amazon banner link for the Anthem, so you can help out both the podcast and buy the book. So that's fantastic. So we'll be back again with a new episode next week. Look for the live stream links at Dirty Shore UG on all your social networks, and new episode on Thursday. So.
And before we go, I want to give a shout out to Wally for everything he's ever done, all the fun I've ever had, and again, bring us an amazing new band.
Absolutely.
Because I know he's played some part in them, especially with Austin.
Yeah.
And they're a great band, and I see a lot of potential, and I can't wait to hear more from them.
Absolutely. So we'll be looking forward to that in the future. And yes, Wally, thank you very much. And of course, Wally, you are welcome to come on anytime you want to talk about what's going on new. So thank you guys. Until next time, have a great week, everybody.
Good night, everybody.